Welcome, geometry students, to the homework help video. You should have your books open to page 182, numbers 6 through 21. Hopefully you've done the homework and you're watching this to find the ones that you missed or to get help on the ones that you missed. If you're watching this to help you do your homework, that's fine. Just make sure you're not copying this without really understanding it. Okay, we're going to start off with numbers 6 through 11. Numbers 6 through 11, the directions say find the measure of angle 1. Now, in all triangles, this should be a pretty simple homework assignment. We understand that the interior angles, let me fix my pen real quick here. The interior angles of a triangle have to add up. I'll put the word sum over here. The sum of interior angles of a triangle equal 180. So when you add up all three of these angles, it should equal 180. So what you have to do on these first 6 problems, it's so easy. Take your two angles that you have and add them together. So far when you add these two angles together, you get 109. So we're not quite yet to 180, obviously. So then we subtract 109 from 180, and the last angle has to be 71 degrees. So 71 degrees is the answer. Now, if you can check your answer. Add all three of these together, and you will get 180. All right? Number 7. Well, first of all, we add our two known angles together. 40 plus 30 is 70. And then you take that and you subtract it from 180. So if you do that correctly, you will get 110 degrees. So angle 1 is 110 degrees. By the way, you can check your answer, add up all three angles, and you should get 180. All right, number 8. We have 90 degrees and 38 degrees. So let's add those two angles together. And when you do that, you will get 128. Now, subtract that from 180, and you will get 52 degrees. Why I put degrees over there, I don't know. There we go. So, angle 1 is 52 degrees. You can check your answer by adding up all three angles, and they should equal 180. All right, number 9, add your two known angles. 60 plus 60 is 120. And then subtract that from 180. So 120 or 180 minus 120 is 60 degrees. So this angle right here is 60 degrees. Add up all three angles and you will get 180. All right, number 10, your two known angles are 100 and 43. Add those together, you get 143. Subtract that from 180 and you will get 37 degrees. Okay, so angle 1 right here is 37 degrees. If you add all three of these angles together, you will get 180. And now our last problem in this section, we have 90 and 45. So if you add 90 plus 45, you will get 135 degrees. And then you take that and you subtract it from 180. And of course, if you do that correctly, you will get 45 degrees. So angle 1 right here is 45 degrees. If you add all three of these angles together, you will get 180. All right, so that's pretty simple, not difficult at all. The sum of the three interior angles of a triangle will always equal 180 degrees. Okay, moving on, the next section on your homework would be numbers 12 through 14. Now the directions for 12 through 14 state find the measure of angle 2. Now in your notes today you learned that an angle like this is called an exterior angle. Okay? An exterior angle. And remember, an exterior angle of a triangle always equals the sum of the two remote interior angles. Now, the remote interior angles means if this is your exterior angle, then we're not talking about this angle here that's next to it on the inside here. We're talking about the other two angles. Okay? So let's find the measure of this angle. You go to the two remote interior angles and you simply add them together. It's that easy, guys. It's that easy. 148 degrees. So an exterior angle excuse me, is always equal to the sum of the two remote interior angles. All right, number 13. Same thing. Here's your exterior angle. This is not a remote interior angle right here. these are your two remote interior angles. So in order to find the measure of an exterior angle, you add these two remote interior angles together, and you will get 139 degrees if you add them correctly. All right, number 14. Now this is a little trickier, so be careful here. Now look, watch this carefully, please. You know that here's your exterior angle right here, so this is not your remote interior angle here, it's these angles over here. So you know that if you take this angle here and this angle here and add them together, you're going to get 145. So you're basically saying 102 plus question mark equals 145. And of course that question mark is your angle number 2. In other words, what would you put right here? Well guys, it's obvious. Just take 145 and subtract 102 and you get 43 degrees. And now, since you get 43 degrees, just take 43 degrees and put it right here, and let's see what happens. What's 102 plus 43 degrees? 145. So this angle right here, angle 2, has to be 43 degrees, because now if I add these two angles together, 102 and 143, I get 145, which is what the remote, or which is what the exterior angle is supposed to be. All right, moving on. Now we're going to look at numbers 15, 16, and 17. I'm going to read the directions out loud. You can follow along in your book. A structure built with rocks is used to redirect the flow of water in a stream and increase the rate of the water's flow. Its shape is a right triangle. Here's the right triangle. Here's the right angle right there. Let me change colors of ink so you can see it better. There's the right angle right there. Question number 15. Identify the opposite side of angle MNL. Okay, so let's go to M, and then go to N, and then go to L. Okay, so there's the angle right there. Now they're asking you, what is the opposite side from that angle? Well, go straight across, guys. What is the opposite side from angle MNL? Well, first of all, we got to find angle MNL, and that angle is this angle right here. Now go straight across and you'll find the opposite side. So the opposite side from angle MNL is this side right here, which is side ML. So that is the answer, ML. All right, let's continue on and take a look now at number 16. If the measure of the upstream angle is 37 degrees, so I'm going to put 37 right here, and I know that's the upstream angle because it says it right here. What is the measure of the downstream angle? Well, this is pretty easy, students. This is 37 degrees. This is 90 degrees. We know all three angles have to add up to 180, so I take 37 plus 90. That gives me 127. And then take 180 and subtract out your 127, and you will get 53 degrees. And that makes sense. If this angle here is 53 degrees like this, if you add 53 plus 37 plus 90, you will get 180 degrees. All right, so the answer is 53 degrees. All right, let's continue on. Take a look at our last one here on this section, number 17. It is generally recommended that the upstream angle should be between 30 and 45 degrees. Give a range of angle measures for the downstream angle. Now this is pretty interesting, and this is not going to be easy. But it's definitely good for you guys to have some higher level thinking problems. So let's see if we can't figure this out. The upstream angle should be between 30 and 45. So let's think about that. Just watch this. If this is 30 degrees, then this angle here would have to be what? Well, let's see. 30 plus 90 is 120. So this angle here would have to be 60. So please watch what I do here, students. So if your upstream angle is 30, then your downstream angle would have to be what? 60. I just showed that to you right here. 30 plus 60 plus 90 is 180. Now, what's the highest that you want your upstream angle to be? 45 degrees. So let's put a 45 right here. All right, 45 plus 90 is 135. So this would also have to be 45 degrees. trust me, if you take 45 plus 45 plus 90, you get 180. So if your upstream angle is 30, then your downstream angle has to be 60. If your upstream angle is 45, then your downstream angle has to be 45. So what is the range? And when it says range, that means the angle downstream can fall between what two numbers? So what is the range that your downstream angle would fall between? Well, right here. Right here. Your downstream angle would have to be between 60 and 45 degrees. So there we go. Or 45 to 60 degrees, however you want to say it. All right, so there we go. All right, let's take a look now at numbers 18, 19, 20, and 21, and we're finally finished. This will definitely, these will be some good problems where we're going to mix a little algebra in with the geometry. All right, the directions for 18 through 21 state, find the value for each variable. So we're going to find the value of x. Now, if you'll think here, it's not that difficult. We have an angle that's 2x, right here, an angle that's x, so I'm going to add x, and then an angle that's 2x plus 15, so I'm going to add 2x plus 15. So there, I added all three angles together, and any time that you add the three interior angles of a triangle, you get 180 degrees. We should know how to simplify a linear equation like this. First of all, can you simplify the right side? No. Can you simplify the left side? Yes. We have three like terms right here. So we have 5x, 2x plus 1x plus 2x is 5x plus 15. And now let's get x by itself. Let's bring this 15 over and make it a negative 15. When we bring it over, it becomes a negative 15. And this is gone. So now we're left with 5x equals 165. And then divide both sides by 5. And when you divide both sides by 5, you will get a 35. Or 30, let's see, 15, 33. Sorry about that. 33 degrees. All right, let's try number 19. All right. Well, look, students, this is we're solving for x. We call this an exterior angle. So your exterior angle is 6x. And remember, your exterior angle always equals the sum of your two remote interior angles. And here's your two remote interior angles. So your exterior angle, 6x, equals 38 plus 82. So now 6x equals 120 because we add these two together. Now divide both sides by 6 and x equals 20. Okay, number 20. This will be a really good problem here. We got to solve for x and y. Now the first thing I want to show you is it doesn't matter whether you solve for x or y first. What does matter is you find the one that's the easiest first. That way the problem starts falling in place. So for example, see this triangle right here I'm highlighting in black? In that triangle right there, we know two angles. So isn't it really easy to find that third angle? Sure it is. So real quick, I know two angles, 42 and 90. So if I add 42 plus 90, I'll get 132. Now, I'm going to take that 132 and I'm going to subtract it from 180. And when I do that, I will get 48 degrees. So this x right here, I'm going to cross that off, and I'm going to write 48 degrees right here. And then down here, so I don't lose track of what I've done, I'm going to go ahead and put x equals 48 degrees. There we go. Now, remember how I taught you when two lines intersect, their vertical angles are congruent? So this angle right here would be congruent with this angle, and then this angle up here would be congruent with this angle here. Hopefully you remember all that. We did talk about that in the past. So with that in mind, do you see how you have a line here and a line here intersecting? So if this angle right here is 48 degrees, then this angle right here also has to be 48 degrees. I hope you see that. They're vertical angles. So I know this angle right here is 48 degrees. And you're probably saying, well, Mr. Earhart, who cares? Well, I care because now, see this triangle I'm highlighting right here? I know two angles now inside of that triangle. I know 100 and I know 48. So now it's really easy to find this angle here, which is my y. And so that's going to be very helpful, okay? So I'm going to add these two angles together, 148. Of course, if you add them together, you get 148. I'm going to subtract that from 180 degrees, and I will get 52 degrees, all right? Sorry about that. Yes, I'm getting old, no doubt about it. 32 degrees. So angle Y right here has to be 32 degrees. So there's my second answer. X equals 48 and Y equals 32. Okay, moving on to number 21, the last problem of the day. Now, be very careful here. Let's use everything we've learned. When I look at this triangle to the right here, there's no way I can solve for X or Y because I only know one angle, 90. So we can't start there, okay? But I do notice I have a straight line right here. Does everybody see that? A straight line. And off of that straight line, I have a line coming here and a line coming here. So basically the straight line right here is being divided into three angles. 1, 2, 3. Now you should know by now, students, that straight lines always equal 180 degrees. It's called a straight angle, and it equals 180 degrees. So if I take this angle here with one dot, which is 2x plus 5, and this angle here with two dots, which is 55, and add that to my first angle, and then this angle here with three dots, which is x. If I add all three of those angles together, they really do have to equal 180. There's just no other way around it. And now I'm pretty much ready to go. On the right side, I cannot simplify 180. Over here, though, I have 2x plus x, that's 3x, and I have 5 plus 55, that would be 60. And now, of course, I'm going to bring the 60 over to the other side and make it a negative 60. So when I do that, I'm left with 120. And now divide both sides by 3, and x equals 40. So hey, there's one answer. So now where this x is right here, I can put a 40. And now that's so helpful. I know this angle, I know this angle, so I can very easily find this angle here, angle y. I'm going to take 40 plus 90. That would give me 130 degrees. And then subtract that from 180. So 180 minus 130 is 50. So now you know what y equals. Y equals 50. Look at that. Not too bad. Actually pretty simple. Okay? So very good. Moving on. And hope you guys are understanding this. Okay? That's the last problem on the homework. I hope you're doing your homework every night. I hope you're asking questions. Call me or email me if you need to. And I hope that you're understanding this math.